welcome back to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel and happy new year. It is January 1st and if you can believe it, I'm actually filming this last year. Well, on the last day of last year. So I don't know why I'm babbling on about that. I tell you what, let's just try to stop the nonsense and I'm gonna get on with it. So today, I thought I'd show you just a couple of fun ways of like adding texture to your backgrounds. So I am absolutely terrible about using white space. A card with, you know, like cast cards, I really love the look of them and I love it when other people do it. But when I do it, oh, there's something about it. I just cannot do it. Not very well anyway, and definitely not very easily. However, like you take a plain white space like this and you add a bit of texture, like one of these cover plates, and all of a sudden, it doesn't feel quite so difficult, for me anyway, to have white space. So, you know, it's a very, very simple way of adding texture and interest. Interest, I think, is probably more important. And rather than just having like blank white space, I like texture. So we are going to look at a couple of ways of using texture today, or my cover plates to add texture. So I'm going to ink blend on one, and then I'm going to, I think anyway, I'm going to ink blend on one and then use Distress Oxide sprays on one. Or maybe I will ink blend on both and then use Distress sprays on top. Yes, so you can see I'm starting this year super well planned out, got my ducks in a row and all of that. But let's try to focus a little bit more on what we're gonna do. So I just ink blend a little bit and have some fun with that. So I'm going to be using some Distress Oxides colors, so some Squeezed Lemonade, some Saltwater Taffy, Picked Raspberry, or Kitsch Flamingo. Probably the Picked Raspberry, maybe. And then some Villainous Potion, some Wilted Violet, and surprise, surprise, Uncharted Mariner, and Sandwich Patina. I know I am such a one-trick pony. I just cannot get away from those two colors. I love them. And then I thought I'd throw in a little bit of Broken China because I've not used that one in ages. So we're going to, I don't think I'm going to use all of these colors. And I really want to use these two again, but I use them all the time. Maybe I just need to kind of, maybe I just need to take it. I don't want to put it away though. But I tell you what, we'll do Squished Lemonade and Salvage Patina. That's kind of cute and pastel-y. And then maybe a little bit of, we'll put in a little bit of Kitsch Flamingo. So that's for one. And then, I know, I put it in again, didn't I? Ugh. Maybe we need to try like a really crazy combination, like Saltwater Taffy and Uncharted Mariner. And maybe some, is that one gonna go in the middle? Oh, this could be really, really cool. Okay, sold. We're gonna try that. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the actual blending process because we're not here to talk about the blending today. So I'm gonna speed past that a little bit and then we're gonna see what else we're gonna do. So first off, we are going to make a little bit of space because I like space. And then we are going to grab the Waffle Flower Grip Mat. It is basically like a big flat stamp. So if you're using it with stencils and stuff like that, it's really, really useful. It's like pixie dust, not pixie dust, pixie spray, but without having to replenish. We're also going to use my little finger print savers that you might have seen in a recent video that I shared last year, which feels very like, whoo, dramatic to say. But so the grip mat, it doesn't grip onto the cardstock super well. So that is why we are going to be using these little fingerprint savers so that it kind of help keep the cardstock in place, and also so I don't touch the ink blending to get my pesky fingerprints on that. Now, this part here, when I added the Uncharted Mariner, I was like, oh, I don't know, what is this gonna work? But then as I was blending it into the Picked Raspberry, and then I was going back and forth with that, it added like a little bit of a purpley touch, and I kind of like how it turned out. Very unexpected color combination for me, but I like it. However, we are going to move on to the next one, so we're going to clean this up a little bit. And the easiest way to do that is just to spritz a little bit of water on there and then wipe it clean with a towel. This is an old kitchen towel that I just repurposed to my craft room. So it didn't work that well to just, you know, rub it off the ink. So we're going to grab a bit of water as well, yeah. And look at that, ready to go. So now we're going to do our second panel, and I know I'm kind of going for this like sort of pastel-y dream color. And then I thought, maybe I'm not going to blend all the colors in together. So I started with the squeezed lemonade in the middle, and then I kind of blended it out both towards the top and the bottom. And then when I was going to add the Kitsch Flamingo, I was like, maybe I leave a little bit of white in between. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit unexpected for me because usually I'm all about the colors and like adding lots and lots of colors. So I thought, okay, well, we're going to try this. And I was really liking where this was going. And then I messed it up a little bit. And then I think I saved it, but you'll be the judge of that. So with the sandwich patina, I did the same thing here. So I did it towards like from the edge, and then I was kind of blending it in so that it was almost like a stripy look. Yeah. So two very different looks, but I mean, look at that gorgeous texture. It just takes it up a notch, doesn't it? But then I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's a little bit too much color. I know. I'm never happy, am I? Always something. So I decided to splatter a little bit of water on that to kind of lift some of the distress oxides. And it just instantly made such a difference. Yeah, huge technique. Huge fan of this technique of just kind of splattering a little bit of water. And then if you want to get really, really like a lot of lift off, you just use like a kitchen towel or a bit of paper and just sort of soak that up. But then I thought, yeah, it's really, really lovely texture and all of that and that. But we're going to add some more. I know. I have a problem. I don't know what to say. So I decided to splatter a little bit of Lost Shadow Distress Spray on this. And then, I know, I mean, I need to be put in like color jail, I think, because I decided to also add some white gold watercolor splatter to this. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stop. It seems like it's yeah. I have no excuses and no reasons. I just cannot stop myself. But look at that. Didn't that turn out pretty cool? I mean, I like it. I really, really like it. And with this one, I thought, okay, well, the first one turned out pretty good. So we're going to try something similar here. So I grabbed the Salvage Patina Distress Spray. And then I try to get just kind of like some little blobs there. And this is where I probably should have stopped. But no, I could not. So I grabbed the Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide Spray as well. And sometimes I really do need to listen to my inner voice because I think that was, it just kind of ruined it a little bit. I mean, I kind of look at this now and I'm thinking maybe I need to do like a new one and just not use the sprays on top and just add a bit of like gold splatter, or maybe no splatters, just ink blend a little bit and be like a normal person who doesn't have to use all of the techniques and all of the colors and all of the textures. But anyway, I added the gold, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I can say this. I think I can say this. Yes. So between the two, I mean, I've got to admit, I much prefer the brightly colored one, but you know, you live and learn. To kind of fill up my birthday card stash, because I am determined that this is the year I'm going to be sending out a lot more birthday cards. So I am going to be using the happy birthday word die. It comes in 3 pieces, so you can actually get like 3 different looks, or actually more than that. But I decided I'm only going to be using the sort of the word, and I had an idea that maybe I was going to use like that first shadow bit, but then I thought maybe it's just a little bit too fiddly. So I have layered this one up. So this is 2 layers. It's got a layer of white and then a kind of like mirror holographic cardstock on top. It didn't really show that much, so I don't know how kind of good that's going to be. But I tried, and then, you know, we're going to put this together. And because they had the brightly colored background, had those like lost shadow and white gold splatters, I thought that would be a really, really nice fit. And then I'm just going to use a white happy birthday on this sort of pastel-y one. So here I'm trying to also use up some of my many already cut bits and pieces. So I thought, you know what, we're going to look through our stash. I'm not going to cut out any more or new pieces. So I found some Croton leaves. I also found a couple of frames. One was black and one was gold. And I thought it could be a little bit harsh with the black, but I was determined to use it. And sometimes black really kind of makes things pop and kind of intensifies the colors, and other times it's just a little bit too much. And at this stage I was like, oh, okay, well, I really wanted to cut one in the same kind of holographic mirror cardstock as that happy birthday is in, but I was determined I was not going to cut out any more pieces. And then I also found a gold glitter cardstock bow, so I thought that can go on this one to kind of add more texture. I know, honestly, you cannot stop me. I'm like a fiend with this, like a texture and layer fiend. So if cash or like cast cards with lots of white space is your thing, I am not your girl. I'm sorry. I find it really hard. But if you like textures, layers, and colors, and you know, all of the things on your cards, then I'm your girl. Yes. Make sure you subscribe to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel for many more of these kind of videos. Yes. Okay, back on track. So we are going to add all of these bits and pieces to our cards, and to get your word dice on straight, it is a really good idea and like simple hack to use the grids on your work surface. Most of us have some kind of like work mat, like a glass mat, or the kind of mat that I have with grids, and it's just super easy to pop your card down, make sure it's lined up with one of the lines. Lined up with one of the lines. Yay. Super smart way of saying that. And then you just either use a ruler or use your eyes and try to get things on straight. It makes such a difference, and it's just one of those things that, you know, most of us have already, so we don't need to buy extra tools for this. The little bow, I decided to kind of trim down the ribbons on it just to kind of make sure that it fit on the card, because otherwise I felt like it was going to cover the leaves a little bit too much. And here I also found a vellum birthday, and I thought, well, why not use that too? So I did. I know. Honestly, I don't know how many times in a video I can say, oh, I really should have stopped there, or I should have done that. But I'm kind of hoping that by watching my somewhat and sometimes crazy process, you can either see whether that works for you, or, and you know, maybe you need to let your kind of inner like crazy craft making person like just let loose, or if sometimes it's a good idea to kind of rein her in a little bit and say, hey, maybe we stop here because look what that crazy lady did on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel. Yeah. So hopefully you will find it useful one way or the other. I know my style is not everybody's style, but that's fine. There is something for everyone, honestly. There's so many different techniques, so many different styles. But as long as you're having fun, I think that's the main thing. And that is something I'm going to focus on this year. I'm going to enjoy the crafty process. And there will be mistakes. I always make mistakes, but I also think it's pretty important to share those mistakes so that hopefully somebody else will, you know, learn something from those mistakes. Now, you know how I said I can't stop? I thought I'd also show you just something super simple, just in case you are, you know, really into like white space. So, you know, in the beginning I said, you know, I just find it really difficult to use white card bases without anything. So I found this panel in my stash of many things I made and not yet used. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it with also some of those gorgeous butterflies and some pre-made hot foil sentiments. So here I tried to sort of stop overthinking it, and I just picked a couple of butterflies. I picked a sentiment, and then I just glued them down. And even though I really wanted to add bling, and I was so tempted to just kind of spritz like a really light layer of Kitsch Flamingo on that panel, I did not. Just very proud of myself, patting myself on the back here. And that kind of came out pretty good, I think. I mean, this one is my favorite. I love the texture on that. I love the colors. And, you know, it just, yeah. I had fun. I hope you did too. Now, no matter what style you have, I think we can all agree that that texture on the backgrounds, no matter what the colors are, is delicious. Yeah? Well, that is it from me for today. I will see you soon again.